forwards, but can't see anything behind the crews behind them. And clean starts. Molesey seem to have gone off pretty well here in the first 200 metres.
I think Molesey will really want to make their mark. It's another match where it's hard to call the form between these two crews. They won't have raced each other, coming from two different countries. Welcome, by the way, if you're watching us from Germany. Delighted to have so many German crews at Henley over the years. But right now, well, it's Molesey's day. They're pulling out, trying to break open to clear water already early in the race.
Yeah, that was bold. I mean, the 4 and the 2 man in this crew, both guys on the stroke side, were in the final in this event last year, so they've got some experience in this race, and they were in the final at Wallingford. And they've really been brave to go out hard and get into a really solid lead here.
Yeah, liking the way that Molesey are running. I've got a slight bias as a Molesey also myself, so I should be careful here. But they'll be pleased with that position as they approach. You can see they're just approaching the halfway mark, which is that sort of pontoon on the left of the picture. As we join live, we've now gone through that halfway mark, and we see Molesey sitting comfortably ahead now. Yeah,
and in this era of professional coaches, more and more clubs are having professionally paid coaches. GER Minberg, who's a coach from Kölner, is a volunteer coach. He's got a normal day-to-day job as an engineer, and he comes down in his free time to coach these athletes to come and race in the German championships and to race here.
Molesey coached by Sam Tuck, forged in the club and loyal to the club and returning as chief coach this year. And as you mentioned, Ryan Notter in the stroke seat and Philip Kaufmann in the 2 seat were both part of the crew that were finalists in the event last year, and they'll be looking to change that and become victors in the event that it is this year. But it's only day one. There's plenty of racing ahead of them, so I guess they'll be looking now to just walk through the race plan, perhaps not at full pace, just to kind of get their heads straight on how they want to race the Henley course. It's different from racing a normal 2K standard race distance.
It is, and it's interesting when you look at the two crews, how maybe the experience counts for a lot, but here, the crew here from Cologne, how they're wobbling around in the wash a little bit, because I mean, it looks really nice from here, but when you're on there, the water is moving all the time. And in the Molesey crew, the guys that have been here before, they understand, have maybe trained here for weeks before, or come for a weekend's training camp. They'll know what it feels like, and they seem to be managing that bounce a little bit easier.
Yeah, and the crew from Cologne, a newly formed crew, lots of winning experience in that crew, but doesn't look like it's enough for this race. As you say, you can see a bit of swirl on the water, although the wind's really dropped. It looks quite benign. It is a little bit bouncy out there. Molesey you can see the boat sort of swinging around a little bit too for Molesey, but it's just running a bit flatter.
It is. And also, I mean, I don't know, just by looking at it, there's a lot more boat out of the water for Molesey, and the crew from Cologne, the boat's a bit deeper in the water, so maybe they're quite big guys for the boat they're rowing in. Maybe that's also making it a bit more difficult to keep on top of it.
So that's, you can just see the head to the right of the picture of Omar Al-Mikdadi, the 24-year-old experienced cox from Molesey Boat Club, and Ryan Notter at stroke, Philip Neeson at 2, Philip Neeson at 3, Kaufmann at 2, and Lawrence Ellis at bow. Lots of experience there, hoping this year to put their name on the cup, but they'll be thinking one stroke at a time, one race at a time. Very important to get the psychology of these campaigns right, because they've got to race multiple days here at Henley as they cross the line ahead of Kölner Ruderverein von 1877 from Germany, and confirmation of a win for Molesey.